Hi students, this is Mr. Simons. We're into budgeting 9.3 and 9.4 here. Doing some actual budgeting exercises here to really wrap our heads around what it looks like to create a budget and make some of the trade-offs that we were talking about yesterday in the needs and wants categories here. So what's the difference between gross income and net income? Explain the difference, quick video to do this, just a 5-minute exercise. And then we get into the big one here, and this is create a salary-based budget. This may take a little longer than 30 minutes for some, so hang with me. I'm going to try and take a lot less than 30 minutes here in the video, and I will pause and come back after we get started on this one. Okay, so here is the slideshow. And I'm going to keep the slideshow on this side and the pieces of it on the other side here. So we're going to scroll through this here, and the first thing we're going to do is open up the salary-based budgeting worksheet. Okay, I'm going to move that over to this side here. Make a copy of it. And we're going to name it first name, first initial, budget. I like to use underscores on my file names here. Gives us some separation, and spaces don't always work as file names here. All right, so now we've got this one, and Stark A budget is what we're looking for here. And so you got to have a copy. It's got to be named so that you can find it easily when it's time to turn it in. Okay, now we're going to use the career search tool. I've already opened this up here. And Arya wants to get on board with some of the new green jobs that are going to be out there, hearing that there's going to be a lot of investment in that, knowing that this is a growing area. So we're going to go to utilities, and she wants to service wind turbines. She's getting bold here. Now, there's quite a bit about these jobs here and stuff, but we're going to do the local salary info here. So we want to go to local 97402, put that in. And so in Oregon, this is $59,300. Now, I want you to put the exact number into your spreadsheet. I'm going to round this to make sure people aren't copying my numbers in their spreadsheet. So I'm going to round this down a little bit, and we'll go 59,000. All right. And then the monthly gross wage here is that divided by 12. Need to clear out, so 59 divided by 12 equals 4917. Let's round all of these, and so we don't have any pennies on anything. 4917 here. We need to remember that when we calculate our net wage on the next page here. We go to the salary paycheck calculator here. Salary paycheck calculator. We've got to choose Oregon. Okay. Our gross pay, 4917. Was that it? 4917. I remembered. Okay. But you can go back and forth as much as you need to. You can take your time on this, and that's all good. Gross pay is per pay period. Very important you put in pay period, and that your pay frequency is monthly. Okay. And federal filing status single, use 2020 W-4, yes, there, and we'll take all of the rest of it as written. Okay, leave all the other values as they are. If we were doing a more extensive one, we would calculate state stuff and everything here. But let's go ahead and calculate our net pay, 368866. So 3689 rounded, right? 3689 rounded. All right. And then we're gonna monthly savings. You want to do 5% of your net wage or 5, 10, or 15% of your net wage. Calculate that, right? So our net wage, 3689 times 0.05, 184. We can do that. And we can do 5% for each of these. Right now, we'll start with 5%. If we end up with some extra money, we may want to come back up here and save some more. Remember, save first. Pay yourself first. So savings and retirement, 184 each. And 184 times 2 equals 368. But you can see, once we do these, that some of the formulas are already built in for you. Monthly amount for your budget is $3,321. Okay, so move down here. I'm moving really quick because this is big stuff here. So we know our monthly amount for our budget, $3,321. Step 8. The step goes with a step. Step goes with the step, because when I pause out of here and you start doing some of this on your own, you're going to need to know when it says step 8, you fill in step 8. Okay. So determine your living situation here. Okay. If you're planning on living at home, you need to ask how much your rent's going to be. Record that answer in the monthly rent. If you're going to live by yourself, it's going to be pretty expensive here. So I'm going to choose to live with a roommate. Okay, and so we're going to divide this by 2. We've got to search for our area, 97402 here. 1,068, 1,230, 1,650. I mean, it goes up from there. Let's choose one of the cheaper 2 bedrooms. We're going to live with a roommate. All right. And we'll say 1,068 divided by 2. You're going to want to divide everything you can by 2. Some of the things you can, some of the things you can't. 1,068 divided by 2 equals $534. Okay, so $534 is our monthly rent with a roommate, right? And so we want to rent price divided by the number of people living there. Okay. And you can play around with this and stuff. Renter's insurance, you're going to put renter's insurance in number 10. And that's individual. You can't divide by the number of people. It'll show you which ones you can divide by 2 over here on the side. So your internet, your home phone, your mobile phone, you got to pay by yourself, the electricity and gas. Okay, so you want to determine here step 11B, right? 11A, B, C, right? Cable, satellite. Are you going to just pay for some streaming services? That's my choice, right? Are you going to go for just a little bit of data or unlimited data? I'm going to go unlimited data here. And so fill these in where it says, okay? Average cost, internet, you can divide by 2. Okay, so fill those in here and come down. And public transportation, okay? You can look up some authentic things if you want to know what a bus pass in Eugene costs if you're going to use public transportation. I'm gonna have a car. I want a car, and so I'm gonna get a decent car here and pay $300 a month. That goes in car payment here, and so on. National average for auto insurance. I want you to pay the higher amount. I do not want you thinking that you can get minimum coverage for $700 a year. You're not going to be able to at your age. Pay $1,621 a year, $136 a month. That's in car insurance here. And car maintenance in step 16. Gas, how many miles you're going to drive a day, right? And that'll add up for you here. Meal plan, right? Thrifty, low cost, moderate cost, liberal cost. These come from the FDA. This is an actual there's an actual statistic that gives us these numbers here. Females and males, right? A little different. Males eat a little bit more. It's just natural, right? Are you going to eat out? Are you going to, this step 20? We're now on step 20, dining out, right? Step 21, that'll calculate your total cost of food. Okay. And now we get down to health insurance. Now, if you want to, you can go back to our Obamacare research that we did and figure out that you can pay less than $440 a month for health insurance, okay? But you need to get an authentic number and say where it came from, okay? So make sure we know where it came from for your health insurance. Dental insurance about $30, vision 18. That's eye insurance. Hair care. If I wanted to, I could give myself a haircut. Other grooming and hygiene, you got to pay a little bit more. Gym membership, you can get it a little less than that, but look it up if you want to pay a little less. Or you can work out, how you use your bike and some weights at home. Step number 28 is the total cost of health. Okay. Student loan. Okay. You might be able to get into this industry without a student loan. And so when we do this in class, I usually have a dice roll that'll tell you whether you pay student loans or not. And so student loans go right there. Figure most people are paying about $350 a month for major league student loans if they've got a 4-year degree. So depending on the job you chose, you can look back at that job and figure out, what kind of education this took to get this job, right? And computers and electronics, education. You can get a certificate after high school, so you're probably on the lower end of this, but you may be able to get this job with a high school diploma, so you may not have a student loan. And you got to look back at the job to figure out whether you have a student loan or not. Okay. And well, now we're down to step 31, monthly spending. It'll all add up, and I'll come back in a sec and do some of this stuff with you, and you can determine if you've got anything left for discretionary spending. Okay, and so I'm going to pause the video, and I'll come back. I'll fill in some of this stuff, and I'll come back and we'll do some of these calculations here at the end. All right, hi students, we're back. And I filled all of this in, and you can see that, of course, our person who's making $60,000 a year living with a roommate is going to have some money left over, even with $500 in wants here. So I want to do a little hypothetical scenario with you, though. And let's say that you're making $15 an hour, so your average wage is about $30,000 a year. The monthly gross will be $2,500. And your take home will be $1,962. Okay, so let's see how much. See, we're $1,400 short. We have to come up with $1,400 in our budget here. And of course, we may not have a student loan if we're just making just above minimum wage here. We're going to have to go down to $100 in discretionary spending. We're still $886. Okay, so we're going to have to go out to the Obamacare exchange and get a better deal on health insurance. And so we're going to pay $230 for insurance. Still $676 to go here. We're going to have to, let's see what else we can cut out. Here, we're going to have to give up our car. We're going to have to give up the car and go with public transportation. And so I think it's about 75 in this area. We can just get rid of all of that, right? And we can, well, let's put zeros in there for there and see if we've balanced our budget. We still have 89 to go. See if there's another place we can save money. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to dine out so much. Let's go back up to step 20 here, and we'll have to choose. We got to save another $89. So let's go to well, how much are we spending? 160 right now. We're gonna go to one meal a week. We're gonna go to 80 bucks. So there's always trade-offs, right? And so this is much more authentically what it's going to look like for most young people, right? We got $9, so we're only going to be able to have $91 in discretionary spending if we want to balance our budget. And you got to balance your budget. Got to figure it out, right? And so if we're making just $15 an hour, and you can imagine, of course, minimum wage is lower than that. Where are we going to make our trade-offs? Maybe people don't save or start looking at retirement. And we saw the importance of all of these things. So where do your priorities lie? And do you end up getting a place with more people? Do you pack more people into a smaller place to save money? Where can you save money? When it comes down to it, all right? So if you get stuck with any of this stuff, please let me know. Please remember that the step corresponds with the step number on the slideshow, all right? So have fun and let me know what I can do to help. And then you come back over to hear pros and cons of having a roommate. There's just a quick article on pros and cons of having roommates. You know that there's got to be pluses and minuses to this. And privacy, partying choices, all sorts of things come into play with the pros and cons of roommates. Another 5-minute there, and you're done. All right. Thanks. Have a great day, buddy. Bye. I'm going to tack on just a quick reminder about how to hand in the additional spreadsheet that you made, because it needs to be handed in with this. So we go to add or create on the assignment, go to your Google Drive, and should be Stark A budget right there, the one that we made, and insert that. Make sure and turn this in with the packet for today. All right? Thanks. Bye-bye.